this is a reading that is for the collective. And the way that I'm seeing it, honestly, it looks like it's a situation from the past. But maybe the reason it's being brought up is because it is a repetitive pattern. Okay? So the feeling is that some of you may have blocked someone, or you may have been extremely defensive, trying to protect yourself. You'd been waiting to walk away from something in the past. And you celebrated a victory. So it was something that you wanted. But because you made these improvements, you were left out in the cold. So you made a decision to be hasty to get a victory because you were emotional. Some of you, it could have been about some sort of payoff. For others, it could be that there was like peer pressure or something surrounding the situation. But whatever this is, you're not being honest with yourself and or others that you celebrated being left out in the cold. What does this mean? This means that there was a situation that you knew you needed to get out of. You had known for a long time that you needed to get out of this situation. The circumstances around it are questionable. For some, it may be for good reasons. For other people, it may be bad reasons. But that's not the point right now. The point is, you made the decision, but then when you were left out in the cold, you changed your mind. So, why? Why did you change your mind? Was it money? Was it competition? Was it fear of abandonment? Anger and aggression? Temptation? What was your reason? And I'm asking everyone to really look at this particular situation in your life, because this is what we are needing to focus on in order to break the old paradigms. When I'm looking at the cards, this may or may not be relevant. The zodiac signs that I see are Sagittarius, Cancer, Scorpio, and Gemini. So if any of these are strong in your chart, this may be about you. But then again, it doesn't really matter what your zodiac sign is. It's a collective reading. You could just be exhibiting these characteristics. This could be about philosophies. It could be about the home. Or the family. These philosophies about the home or family and the decisions that were made are at the core of what's happening here. Yeah. Some of you were also playing both sides. So, for instance, I'm just making an example that has nothing to do with the story. I mean, it could, but it's not intentional if so. But when I say playing both sides, maybe, just maybe, this means that you were telling everybody that you didn't want to walk away from something when you did, or vice versa. Therefore, you were able to get both sides to work on your favor or in your favor, or that was the attempt. So I'm going to tell you to be very careful about this wishy-washy behavior going forward, because that's what got everyone into trouble, to be quite honest. Sorry. I'm really tired right now. There could have been peer pressure for some of you, that somebody tried to get you to pretend or not be honest about a situation. And to wait. Maybe you were waiting for clarity about something. That could also be part of the problem. But there's a lot of pretending going on here. Maybe even pretending to be confident about the situation or a situation, but you're holding back. You're holding back your gifts. You're holding back other people's gifts. Holding on too tightly to an old paradigm. There needs to be truth. But there's a sense of you trying to block the truth. And blocking the truth could be, okay, so if you wanted to walk away, but you didn't want anybody to know it, you're trying to block people from knowing it. You're trying to block people from being able to move forward in their lives. Even if that's an indirect consequence of what you're doing. Many of you are very gifted, but because you have this blockage within your psyche, you're feeling alienated now. Paranoid even. Maybe afraid to take risks because you were happy with the comforts or certain comforts within the situation. You were trying to avoid some sort of drastic change in your circumstance or environment. And for many of you, it was because of money. You knew something was up. But even though you knew something was up, there was a sense of uncertainty about, what do I do next? But deep down in the psyche, you do have a guilty conscience because you had intuition that things were going wrong. You also knew that you stayed in something that you didn't really want. You said what people wanted to hear. And that created confusion. I won't lie, there was also social paradigms involved, especially when it came to like work situations. You know, it was a matter of strategy between all of these people. Many of you are hoping for an apology that never happened because somehow you depended on it, on this game, on this illusion, on this lie. But it's time to put down those belief systems It's time to get rid of the gossiping, the drama, the need to keep things stuck. I'm even talking about in love as well. Slow and steady wins the race, I'm not going to lie. But controlling and manipulating and hiding from change only leaves you feeling paranoid. Only leads to backstabbing and disappointment. You committed to this philosophy of winning at all costs and maybe even trying to speak up and that kind of stuff, but you were refusing to see the truth that you had the power all along to remove yourself from a situation, whether it was marriage or family, whatever it was. All that was needed was fairness, truth, compassion. But we were hasty about making choices, maybe even being indecisive about ending some partnerships or, I'm just going to leave it at that, like partnerships, whatever. And gloating about it. That's the sad part. This secret deception somehow gave us a sense of hope. But these deceptions are crumbling now. It's time to find balance. It's time to build. Comfort in an illusion is what I'm going to title this, because that's exactly what has happened here. A lot of pretending. And if you're pretending, then you've convinced yourself and others that you want something that you don't want. And guess what? You're getting exactly what you don't want. It's not a coincidence. Bye, guys.